The church does not just preach the gospel, but also provides welfare, like temporally. These both spiritual and temporal are aspects of the gospel. And as disciples of Christ, and this is all this is all biblical as well. This is all New Testament, right? Having this idea of having all things in common and giving of your resources to the kingdom. This is part of what being a disciple of Christ is. This is part of taking up the cross and following Christ. It's consecrating ourselves, not just believing spiritually, but also being an active participant.
This makes me think a lot about the story of the rich young man in the New Testament. Christ invites him to sell all that he has and follow him. And, that's applicable to us. Maybe we're not rich, but we have other things that we hold on to. We view ourselves as righteous and fulfilling so much of what the Lord has asked us to do or called us to do. And we really think that we're working our way up and doing pretty good. And then he invites us to do one more thing, invites us to do something that we give up, that thing which holds us back. He consistent, and this is what he does all throughout our life is you improve, you get better, as you follow him, you start to be transformed and refined, and you start to get rid of things that used to easily trip you up. But even as we do that, there's always going to be other things. There's always going to be other, favorite sins, so to speak, as President Nelson says. And we have to always be consistently, perpetually be willing to give those things up and to consecrate, to give those things up so that better things, righteous things can be established and fulfilled. Like that's what we're being asked to do. It's ultimately what Martin Harris was being asked to do here and what the rich young man was being asked to do. And so, anything we covet, anything we set up as an idol, anything that becomes addictive or is outside of the Lord that we rely on, we got to get rid of that and be willing to give it up and let go and give all that we are and all that we have to the Lord.
True Christianity is a religion of sacrifice. I mean, our God is a God who sacrificed himself for us. And his path, and this is clear doctrine, his path is to follow in his footsteps, is to also self-sacrifice. And he doesn't expect us to do, to get to perfect self-sacrifice like in a day. Right? The covenant path is designed to get us there little by little. Right? First, we sacrifice our heart, our willingness, by learning to keep simple commandments, by learning to align, to develop a certain righteous lifestyle. And that evolves into, okay, now learn to give of your time and your resources. And then that kind of evolves into, are you willing to take up your cross and sacrifice your life? Now that doesn't have to be literal. That can be symbolic, right? Sacrifice. We can sacrifice our life, our time, or where we put our time and our efforts. We can put that into following Christ. And that's kind of that's the doctrine of Christ. It's a doctrine of self-sacrifice, broken heart, contrite spirit. And that shifts into higher sacrifices. Thank you for watching. If you found this content spiritually enlightening, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Like the gospel, these little things make all the difference, and it helps the algorithm push out better content for everyone to enjoy on YouTube.